Hey everyone, I am starting this just a little bit early. I want to get a running jump on today. Hello everyone. Gosh, good Monday, isn't it? And this is your Facebook Live Rich Girl Workshop with myself, Suzanne Brothers Varley. I'm very, very excited to be with you today. So, Karen, thank you. And Susan, thank you. You are first ones on. So, I'm starting this early because I got to tell you that I think the phrase that came out that if you don't like the weather, stick around and it'll change in 5 minutes. I think that came from Colorado. Honestly, I'm going to say we got that one. We got that covered really well. So on Saturday, we were horsing around a little bit, doing a few things in our yard, that kind of stuff. 65 degrees. I mean, it's close to 70. And then yesterday here in Castle Rock, snow, big time snow. And then today also, we woke up to 20 degrees and snow. And I gotta tell you, I kind of like it all. I like it all, but oh man, am I looking forward to getting out that spring clothes somewhere in our house. There are spring clothes. Another great assignment, right? Get ready for spring. Okay, Kay, great to have you on. I love you, Kay. Thank you for being there. And Barbara, thanks for joining us. And uh, Esmeralda Rodriguez, great. Stephanie, it's good to have you on too. And Louise and Angela, thanks for being on. And congratulations on that new dog. Pretty cute. And Karen Peterson, thank you from the East Coast joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. I love that we have this time together. Love, love, love. So you can comment all the way through this subject. It's a fast subject. We take about 15 minutes on the Rich Girl series. And I wanted, for those of you who are new to listening to this and watching this, I want you to know that with Rich Girl, it is our common belief that with an abundant spirit, passion, knowledge, and this common goal that we all have, we can and will be living a rich girl abundant life. This is what this whole program is designed to do. So here's my little intro before we start the topic today. If you've heard me train before and you have some favorites that you'd like me to go back and pull back in, just let me know. I'm happy to do that. And how do I figure out what we're going to do? How do I figure out what we're going to talk about? Is I just kind of pray about it and let whatever comes to me. It's a little bit on the random side, but I'm okay with that, okay? So I don't have anything real sequential unless I don't have enough time to talk about it in the first 15 minutes, okay? All right, you guys ready to go? Ruth Ann, great to have you here. Lynette as well. Susan Browning is on. Tracy, it's good to have you on. And hi, my darling Kara daughter, she is on. Thank you. Oh, it's always good to have a fan, in your own fam, right? And BJ is on. Thank you. Jeannie Navarcall, great. Jeannie Navarcall is just joining us for the first time. Susan Howard, always love seeing Lynette Brandon, and also Susan, thank you. I mean, you're always on too. Susan, you're so consistent. I love it. And you are a student of success. So I'm going to give you a little shout out about that today. Melissa, thank you for joining us. And also Cheryl and Winnie Lou Ferguson. Wow, Winnie Lou Ferguson, National Sales Director Emeriti. Wow, am I privileged to have you on today. So thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's start. Let's start. Okay, so today our subject is on God, grit, and geese. Okay, now what in the world does that all have to do? Well, here we go. So hang on, because with your grit and God's grace, you have the ability to embrace every single season of your life, including this one. Today, let's talk about 6 points that we're going to boil down to God, grit, and geese. So let's go. Let's go. Number 1, here we go. You will come out of this stronger than before. Trust me, have you heard that? Say yes. Challenges are going to either wear you down or they're going to polish you up. That is why it's crucial to take our thoughts captive. You've heard me talk about this. I'll talk about it a little bit more. Because if ever there was a time to take your thoughts captive, boom, right now. Boom, right now. Ask yourself this thought. Is this elevating? Is this serving? Is this blessing? Is my thought blessing myself, my family, and others? So think about what you're thinking about. People right now, seriously, guys, they are looking for something to hold on to. So go forward in that face of fear. Your light given to others will also, listen to this, your light is going to illuminate your own light. You're going to grow stronger with every conversation you give light to. It definitely automatically increases your own light. Taking a break here. Hi, Bev Taylor. Hi, Deb. Thank you. Yes, and Barbara again. Thank you. Okay, so don't want to divert, so stay with me. Okay. So this is a time in history that none of us are ever going to forget, right? If a tiny, teeny, tiny little virus that is 100 times smaller than a grain of sand can do this, then think of what your mustard seed of faith can do. Think about that in comparison. All right, that was number 2, you guys. Now, number 3, be willing right now to do things imperfectly. Well, I'm just going to say always be willing to do things imperfectly. I listened recently to a national sales director, Thea Elvin, and she talked about this. I thought it was brilliant. And this thought keeps with me. No one knows enough to be a pessimist. All right, think about that. A closed mind closes off the brilliance in all of us. So ask God to give you the grace to see the beauty in everything of your life. Because when we change the way we see things, then we change. The mind is looking always for what's wrong. It's kind of its job. You know that? Remember, it's its job to find something wrong in everything. You go into a beautiful decorated house, beautifully decorated room, and what do you notice? Not necessarily the always, you'll notice that, but the first thing you will go to is what's wrong. It's the mistake on the wall. It's an orange piece of paint or whatever. So you are working with your business right now and you don't have one thing you need, maybe just one thing. And maybe in that mega second of a decision, you're thinking, I can't move forward. I can't move ahead. So yes, the mind wants everything to stay status quo. That's what the mind's job is. Keep it status quo. Don't be growing. Don't be thinking a new thought. So the mind wants everything to stay the same. The mind really does not like change. But here's the deal. Wait for this. Boom, 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 boom. The heart can change all of that. The heart can change all of that. Sometimes it is a push-pull between the heart and the mind. So here's what we want to do is to fall in love with an idea. And remember, falling in love is a decision. You feed the emotion that feeds the feeling. Keep your heart engaged by treating a worthwhile thought that creates a God-like action. Okay? We all have strong tendencies to move when we feel something is given to us by a higher source. So, we feel like if we've been given inspiration, then we must know that it's from a higher source. So, but how do you know for sure if it comes from God? How do you know for sure that it comes from your higher source? Well, here's what I believe. I believe that if it inspires you to do good, there's your sign. Okay? There's your sign. We do not have control over everything. In fact, we don't have control over a lot of things. But what we do have control over is the way we respond. This is number 5. We have got control over how we respond. We are bigger than what happens to us. Change your thoughts, you change your world. So what are you focused on right now? What are you focused on right now? So faith and fear, they walk together, along together. They're kind of like walking together, right next to each other. Fear and faith. One of those forces will dominate the course of your life. One of them will. So I'm going to again take some excerpts from Thea Elvin's recent talk. And she was talking about the Apostle Peter. And he was invited to walk on water. He was invited by Christ to walk on water. And so he went. He was going to Jesus. And he went with terror. Terror. And then that terror turned to faith. And he kept walking. And then that fear got fear again, to terror again, to faith again. And then went to fear, and then back to faith, and then back to fear again, and finally to faith. Fear is definitely a survival tool that moves us into action. You see a big tiger coming at you? Run. Don't even have to think about it. Probably running isn't a good idea, but okay, but that's your immediate reaction. Fear, boom, steps in real quick. Fear is also future orientation of an anticipation of what lies ahead. Okay? Fear is an orientated anticipation of what lies ahead. Fear projections are always negative. They're always negative. Fear tells us the future will be painful. Yep, that's what it tells us. Fear serves us very poorly when it is misinterpreted, and it's always misinterpreted. I'm telling you, it's always misinterpreted. It underestimates our power to overcome the threat. Always underestimates our power. Seriously, I'm going to tell you, nothing happens fast. Nothing good happens fast. Fear happens fast, but nothing good happens real fast. Whatever you can do, when you can do it, do it. When you're with your grit and your continued hold on to faith, even if it's the size of a mustard seed, don't let go, because in your boldness as you move forward, it has genius and power in it. So let's do this. Let's decide, all of us, that we're going to give thanks in everything. I mean, we're just going to give thanks in everything. This does not seem like common sense, does it? But common sense is not faith, and faith is not common sense. It's in the dark places that introduces you to you. That's right. And in that place, you guys, that's where you're going to grow. That's where you grow your grit, your faith, and your reliance on the Almighty. So, number 6, you guys, we are all hearing daily, we are in this together. Okay, I believe that's true. I hear it all the time. We're in this together. Don't give up. We're in this together. And this session is going to end with geese. Okay, but first off, I'm going to see what you guys have to say on the comment board. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Diane Hall. Yes, Pamela Thompson. That was my maiden name, Thompson. So Sandy Valerio, another national sales girl. Thanks. Thank you, Sandy, for being with us. And Ann Caps and Makita Matthews, thank you. Isabella, thanks for joining us. We have a lot of people joining us. I'm so glad to see you all here. Now, like I told you, we're going to end with lessons from geese. All right, here we go. Where's my little thing here? Okay, lessons from geese. Love. You may have heard it before. Okay, fact number 1 from Lessons from Geese. As each goose flaps its wings, this creates an uplift for the birds that follow. By flying in a V formation, the entire flock adds 71% greater flying range than each bird that flew alone. Okay, I could end there, all right? But here's the lesson. People who share a common direction and a sense of community can get where they are going quicker and easier because they are traveling on the thrust of one another. Fact number 2. When a goose falls out of formation, it suddenly feels the drag and the resistance of flying alone. It quickly moves back into formation to take advantage of the lifting power of the bird immediately in front of it. Lesson. If we have as much sense as a goose, we stay in formation with those ahead where we want to go. We're willing to accept their help and give our help to others. Okay, fact number 3. If we have as much, wait, I said that already. Okay, now fact number 3. When the lead goose tires, it rotates back into the formation and another goose flies to the point position. Lesson. It pays to take turns doing the hard task and sharing leadership. As with geese, people are interdependent on each other's skills, capabilities, unique arrangement of gifts, talents, and resources. Okay, fact 4. These geese flying in formation honk to encourage those up front to keep up their speed. Lesson. Oh my gosh, lesson. We need to make sure our honking is encouraging. In groups where there is encouragement, the production is greater. The power of encouragement to stand by one's heart or core values and encourage the heart and core of others is the quality of honking we see. Fact number 5. When a goose gets sick, wounded, or shot down, 2 geese drop out of formation and follow it down to protect it. They stay with it until it dies or is able to. They launch out with another formation or catch up with the flock. Let's not miss this last lesson. If we have as much sense as geese, we will stand by each other in difficult times as well as until we are strong. You guys, it's so good to have you here. Thank you, Linda. I'm seeing Linda on here. Tracy Weeks. Thank you, Rosa Ann. And Barbara Delorme or NSD Emeriti. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I have so many great memories of you, Barbara. And Vicky. Vicky also is your Vucelaire. Thank you. Also National Sales Director. Thank you for being on with us today. Mondays, 12:30 Mountain Time, 1:30 Central Time. I do Rich Girl Series for 15 minutes with all of you. And please, if you know some training that you would love me to bring back, just say the word. Okay, abracadabra, right? Abracadabra. And we'll bring it right back. Thank you for joining us. Having a most wonderful, blessed, kind of week where you got God, grit, and geese. Thanks for being with us today. Love you guys.